Bertini fam? Now in today's video, we're gonna be working on increasing the rigidity of my Mini Coper JCW chassis. But first, if you haven't yet joined the Bertini family, become a part of the Bertini fam, click that subscribe button and the notification bell. This so you can stay up to date on all of the content that I put out. Now, I do put out weekly videos. This way you can always stay up to date on all of my build series content. With that being said, go ahead and roll the intro. So what I'm gonna be doing in order to increase the rigidity of my Mini Coper JCW is I've got these MMR Performance Underbody braces. Now these things are super beefy. I mean, look at this. This is the rear one. This thing is beefy, and I am gonna compare these to the factory ones, but these things are super beefy, massive looking. What's crazy though, because they're made of T6061 aluminum and they have a lot of these recessed cuts engineered into them, they're actually really lightweight. And man, do these things look sexy. Oh my gosh, they're so damn good looking. But that's what you get when you have quality manufacturing and quality engineering. Anyways, I have my scale here. We are gonna weigh up each of these parts. We're also gonna weigh up the factory ones to see what kind of weight savings we're getting. I'm gonna weigh up each of the parts individually. I'll weigh them up together, and then we'll do the exact same thing with the stock bracing that we're taking off of the Mini Coper. By the way, MMR Performance includes brand new screws, or I should say bolts, for everything that you'll need. So literally everything is included, everything is brand new. And yeah, just overall a really nice kit. Now don't forget, like all of my other videos, if you're interested in purchasing any of the parts that I'm installing in today's video, make sure to check out the links in the description box below and use code Bertini. This way you can save a bunch of money on everything that goes on your vehicle. Performance parts ain't cheap, people, as you know. Use code Bertini, save yourself some money. On that note, by the way, these things are already super cheap, so this can potentially be a really cost-effective modification. We'll see once we put them on the Mini Coper, test everything out, go out for a ride. I'll let you know if they're actually worth spending any money on. Now with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the talking here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get them on the Mini Coper, and let's take it out for a test ride. All right, well, let's get some weights here. So the first thing we will measure is the rear bracing, and with the bolts, it comes in at 14 ounces. Without the bolts, it comes in at 11 ounces. And the center body brace comes in at 3 pounds, 13 ounces. And with the bolts, it comes out to 3 pounds, 15 ounces. And then the front brace by itself comes out to 1 pound, 3 ounces. And then with the bolts, comes out to 1 pound, 10 ounces. Now, just for simple math, let's go ahead and weigh up all of the braces here together, just so we can get an idea of what the total weight that we're adding onto the vehicle. So just the braces by themselves is 5 pounds, 11 ounces. And then we'll go ahead and add in all of our bolts here, and we are at 6 pounds, 9 ounces. That is what's going on the vehicle today. Let's see what we're taking off of the vehicle. By the way, something that I'd recommend you do, not that you have to do this, but I'd recommend that you do it, is go ahead and put a little bit of Loctite on the bolt. This way you could semi-secure it into place. Now I'm putting a little bit of blue Loctite. I would not recommend putting any red Loctite on this thing. And for those of you who are wondering how you're gonna put this on, the MMR should be facing straight down like this, okay? Here, let me try to get it in frame here. It should be facing straight down from this point back. And the easiest way to know if you have it right is there's a little indent right over here. Let me see if I can get that in the camera. There's a little indent right there, and that matches up with the indent right over here. By the way, I'm not sure if you noticed this, but this is also great if you've added a 3-inch exhaust like me. You have plenty of exhaust clearance now with this new bracket from MMR Performance. So there's like a ton of room. Look, my whole hand, ton of room now thanks to this bracket. Now, in terms of the torque spec on these bolts, I'm gonna go ahead and start them off with 55 foot-pounds. Now I'm gonna take it up to 65 foot-pounds. And then lastly, to 73 foot-pounds. All right, the rear is done. It came out looking super, super good. Everything is in here really solid. Now let's go ahead and move on to the middle. And now I'm gonna go ahead and torque these down, and of course the other side ones down to 20 foot-pounds of torque. By the way, something really cool about this front one, which goes right here and then right over to there, is your stock car doesn't even come with a front underbody brace. And so you're gonna be adding rigidity all over the place, obviously beefing it up, but here you're adding it to an area that doesn't even currently have it right now, which I think is pretty badass. And then to my knowledge from the research that I did on the web when I was looking for these underbody braces, MMR Performance is the only one I could find that had the front as well, which is pretty awesome. And now, just like you did on the rears, I would also tighten these down to 73 foot-pounds of torque. And that is it. The front brace is now installed. So we have a brace now here in the front where we didn't have one before. Man, I'm excited to see what this thing feels like. All right, now let's go ahead and weigh up all that we removed. So 3 pounds, 10 ounces was pulled off of the car. That means that we roughly put on about 2 pounds, 15 ounces is what we've added additional to the weight of the car, but we got a ton of rigidity in the process. So something I've immediately noticed is the car feels a lot more responsive. I've taken a few turns in it so far, and there's definitely a lot less understeer. And then turning on this thing is really good. It's almost too confidence inspiring. It is just really smooth. I mean, it's just, it really feels nice. So like I said, turning on this thing, you feel a lot more confidence, almost too much confidence, because just in the little bit of driving that I've been doing around here, around Mexico, of course, I've been taking some of these turns maybe a little too fast, at least for the tires on here. I still have the run flats on the vehicle, and so tires are sliding, body is just really, really grippy. And then the responsiveness, like I said, it just goes where you want it to go. Now, you could definitely feel a difference, a noticeable difference in the rigidity of the car. I'm interested to know, like, as I continue upgrading the suspension and doing different things to the body, how much more stiff I can actually get this thing. Right now, the JCW handles like a dream as it is. I can't even imagine like taking this thing to a whole nother level. What's really good about this mod, and like I was stating earlier on, is this mod is relatively cheap. These braces, I think with my discount code, come in like the $300 some odd ballpark. So it's a relatively inexpensive modification to your vehicle to significantly improve the handling. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's just crazy responsive. This is crazy. Like, it's funny because when you own a vehicle like this, specifically the JCW is what I'm talking about, you notice like how well this handles already from the factory. So to do things to the suspension that make it even better, it's just really nice. All right, now let's see around this bend right here. Oh yeah, this thing is glued. What am I doing? 60, 67. Holy crap, this thing is glued right now. I was doing 70 around that bend. Of course in Mexico. This is all being filmed in Mexico here, but man, it was like 68, 69, roughly 70 miles an hour. Holy crap. All right, 83. Let's see on this bend. Oh yeah, these braces are dangerous in a good way because they're a little bit too confidence inspiring. They really will maybe even make you think you could do stuff that, I mean, I don't know if you can or can't, but this thing definitely stiffens up the body significantly. I would almost be interested to know what of the three braces probably gives you the most amount of stiffening. Obviously I didn't have one on the front, so that obviously added to the vehicle in general. Let me turn over here. But man, it's just like the whole thing, it just feels so much tighter. know some people can claim butt dyno, but man, it's really hard to claim that when this thing is just, it feels so much more tighter around these corners. And look, I drive this thing like I'm on a track quite often, and so a lot of these turns in Mexico I've taken numerous times at some pretty decent speeds, and none at this level for certain. And this thing is just going, I mean, it is just sticking each of these turns. This is, I mean, it's nice. It is really nice. Here we go, we got another one up here. Let me see. Let's see what turn in looks like, and let's go. Let's see. Oh, this thing is sticking it. This thing is, holy crap. That was 76 miles an hour. That was crazy. Man. It's nice. It is definitely worth the upgrade in my opinion. Obviously, it's up to you all if you want to spend the extra money. But dollar per dollar, this is definitely worth it. Especially, it's a Mini Cooper, y'all. You want the best handling characteristics possible, and the fact that you can make the handling even better on a Mini Cooper is just like mind-blowing. And like I said, check out the links in the description box below. Use Bertini, that is the discount code, and you will save a bunch of money on these underbody braces, which will put it even lower and allow you to add more performance parts onto your Mini Cooper. By the way, for those of you who are watching who own BMWs, just note that MMR Performance does a ton of performance products for BMWs as well. So my discount code is good on all products on the website, and so go ahead and use my discount code and save money if you're interested in even hooking up your BMW. With that being said, I'll go ahead and close out the video here. Make sure that you are subbed to the channel and you click the notification bell. This way you can stay up to date on every single video that I put out every week. And of course, stay up to date on all of my build series content. With that being said, make sure you're putting out good energy into the world and you're paying it forward. I'll check y'all out later. Bye now.